This is awesome. I'm so excited. We're doing a video together.
Yeah, we're straight. We're in frame. Are we? Our eyeballs the right spot? Boom.
Boom.
Hello, my beauty buddies. I am here today with the fabulous and beautiful Jen from Jen Loves Reviews.
Hi.
We've been friends for a long time, and I'm super excited to be shooting another video with you. It's been a long time.
It has been a long time. We did a thing after Jen Beauty. Yes, we did a video together, just for my channel though.
Like 2 years ago.
Yeah, it was a while ago, but I've never been on Nicole's channel, so I am so excited to be here. Thank you for watching.
She's amazing. If you do not already watch her, you have to go over there. Amazing reviews and What's Up in Makeup, weekly news show. I'm one of her reporters. It's amazing. You learn everything about what's coming out, high-end to drugstore and industry news, which is often quite interesting. So
that's my favorite part. Thank you, Nicole. I appreciate it. I appreciate you letting me come on your channel.
Oh, thank you.
I'm
Such
very
an honor to have you.
excited.
So what we're talking about?
Sure. So what we decided to do is we wanted to do something we thought that you would find very interesting coming from two different perspectives. And what we did was we went on Sephora's website and Ulta's website, and we looked at the highest rated products and also the lowest rated products, and we kind of discussed them and talked about, you know, which ones we tried, which ones we hadn't tried, and some of our perspectives were a little bit different on what other people seemed to rate very highly and what we thought about those products, and the same thing with low rated. So we're going to be doing the high rated products on Nicole's channel, and then over on my channel we're going to be talking about our opinions on some of the lowest rated products on Ulta and Sephora's websites.
And so it was a little surprising because we didn't always agree with what people were saying.
And sometimes we didn't agree with each other, which is totally fine, because when you're friends you can disagree, right?
Yep. Everyone's different, and that's
right.
kind of what makes it fun. So.
And what you think may disagree with Nicole and I and agree with them, or you may not agree with them and agree with us. So I'm curious to know your thoughts. I'll definitely be reading those in the comments down below as well. I know Nicole will be too. Let us know what you think. So let's go ahead and get started with the first category. So we both picked, I'm talking too much on your channel.
No, this is great.
Okay.
This is really good.
Okay.
I was just going to like pull up because I forgot what our first thing was going to be.
I'm talking a little too much on Nicole's channel. I have trouble shutting up, but what we...
It's fine, so easy. I'll just sit around.
There you go. Just sit around.
Let me know when I should talk.
You just relax, and I'll just tell them what's going on. So we both picked one item from lots of different categories. This video could have been
took
forever.
us a really long time. Our husbands were like, "Come on, we want to go do something."
Oh my gosh! So let's go ahead and start with what are we starting with?
We were starting with primers. One of the top-rated ones was the Kapari primer that you just spray on. It's kind of like a setting mist. It smells wonderfully like real coconut. It's delicious. I got it in one of my, I think it was FabFitFun or Box of Style, and it's really nice. Interesting thing is I didn't really think of it as a primer. Now, when I thought about it a little bit more, yes, I do sort of spray it on before I start putting on a primer, let it kind of soak in to kind of make myself feel refreshed and moisturized. So I see how people liked it that way, but I've used it as a setting spray too, and I like it. Thumbs up.
Yeah, and I think they also list it as well as for use as a toner as well. So you can kind of multi-use, multitask. I've never tried it before, so I have no opinion, but now I kind of want to try it.
That's nice.
So, yeah. I'm interested.
But you don't let things sprayed on your face that much.
Well, that's a good point.
But it's a nice mist.
You were selling it to me so good. I forgot.
Sorry.
No, this is the thing. She's selling it to me so good that I forgot that I don't like things sprayed on my face because it sounds so good. It's like, yes, Nicole, I will buy anything you say. And then I'm disgusted. Like, oh, why did I buy this? Because I don't like things sprayed on my face. But yeah.
And I leave it at my desk a lot of times. And I just squirt myself.
Yeah.
When I'm like feeling like I need a little something.
Maybe I'll try it. It's like when you don't like a food. You gotta try it every once in a while. Make sure you still don't like it.
And the lip balm's nice too.
Oh,
that
good to
box
know.
too. Not that we're talking about that right now. But and your primer?
All right, my primer is the Too Faced Hangover Primer. When I first got it, I actually didn't really like it very much because it had a kind of an odd scent to it. Again, a very coconut-y kind of scent, and I don't know, it just smelled a little weird. And recently I got a new one, and it smelled more like genuine coconut rather than like a coconut milk, rather than like
fake, like
fake
suntan lotion coconut.
Exactly. And I like it a lot better now. But I've always loved the way that it feels. I love that it seeps sets into my skin quickly. It doesn't give my skin like an oily, greasy, or a silicone-y kind of feel. So if you don't enjoy that feeling, then that's going to be something you might want to try out. So I definitely agree with the people on Sephora on that one, that it's good. And it does definitely help my makeup stay on longer. I feel like it just puts my face in a good place for putting makeup on, just the way that it feels. And I have seen a longevity of foundation and face products in general just using it. So it makes me very happy.
Very highly rated, and not your typical primer, and you're not using this all the time, but the NYX Glitter Primer. And we both really like this one. It was very highly rated, so we totally agree.
Yes, definitely. One of my biggest things is having glitter all down my face throughout the day, and I don't realize it. And then I get home and it's like 6 or 7 o'clock at night, and I look at my face and I'm like, ugh. It's almost like having food stuck in your teeth, having glitter all over your cheeks. So I feel like that one works really, really well for that.
Yeah, keeps it on.
Mm-hmm. The primer that's highly rated that I chose to talk about was the Too Faced Shadow Insurance, and I really like that too. You'll notice if you've watched my channel, I either really, really like things from Too Faced, or I really, really, really don't. But the Shadow Insurance is something that I do really like. One thing I've noticed is it does separate a little bit in the tube sometimes if it's too old, so that's kind of my signal that I might want to throw it out pretty soon. But other than that, I feel like it definitely increases the longevity of my shadows and goes on nice and smooth, and I enjoy it.
I like that one too.
Awesome.
And then the Urban Decay Primer Potion. Really, all of them work well. I somehow seem to reach more though for the original, the one in the purple all the time. And it works really well and just keeps it on there all day. And really, it doesn't seem to matter which eyeshadow I'm using.
Yeah.
It really makes it stick.
Definitely.
So I totally agree with those people on that one too.
Definitely. And if you tried some of the other ones, I know like I've done the anti-aging, I've done Eden. Have you tried some of the other
I've done the one, the anti-aging that has a bit of the concealery, the tiny bit too. Yeah, I like that one a lot. I like that one a lot too. Yeah.
And one thing that's really interesting about those two primers is you can really do one or the other. The formulas are actually very, very close. If you look at the ingredients, the top 5 ingredients of both primers are identical. They may be slightly different as far as how much is in there, you know, between the different formulas. We don't really know. But even if you look beyond the first 5 ingredients, there's a lot of similarities. So if you like one and you want to switch up to something else, you may want to try the other because they're very similar.
And they last forever. You will probably have to throw it away before you use it all, even if you use it every single day.
I found that.
You use so very little. Yeah, don't use too much. Just make sure it just gets enough on there. So.
Totally agree.
The next thing is foundation, and it was kind of hard because we were trying to get the top rated that we'd actually tried. And foundation, it was really difficult to figure those out because there were so many that just
There were a lot that I didn't try.
Yeah, and there were a lot that kind of missed the mark on how highly they were rated by people, even if we loved them. Tint Miracle was one of the top rated foundations, and I really, really like this. This was my go-to for years. I use this so much. Yeah. And it's, I think, like a medium coverage. It is buildable. I feel like it looks very fresh. It lasts very well. You do have to definitely put a setting powder on it though if you really want it to stay. I mean, make sure you do that. But it lasts really well. The Tint Idol was like right, I think, under this one. I've used that too. That one's supposed to last longer. But there's something about the finish of this that I just somehow like better. It's supposed to last longer, might have a little bit more coverage, but this is good stuff, and I've got my brand new bottle right here.
Nice. Yeah, I've never tried that one, so I can't speak on that one. And I had a heck of a time, and I realized how much more experienced Nicole is in foundation trying than I am, because I'm looking at these like, I never tried any of these.
That's not enough, darling, that's not enough stars. That's not enough stars.
And I'm like, I don't even know about any of these. So we ended up on Ulta's website, and I found the Pure 4-in-1 Mineral Powder Foundation, and I actually really, really like that powder foundation. So I do agree with the folks over at Ulta that are rating this one. I usually use that instead of a setting powder to beef up the coverage of my foundation. So if I'm wearing a BB cream or just something that's a little more light coverage, I'll throw that on and press it into the skin, and I feel like it really leaves a very nice finish to my skin, and I just really enjoy it a lot.
You bought new foundation today, didn't you?
I did, because of you. It's your fault. She got me to buy the La Mer foundation.
No, I just showed her how to go on. I put half. Okay, we went to Sephora and I put this on one half of my face and the La Mer on the other side, just kind of for fun because I was trying out another powder.
And I was like, girl.
She's like, look at that side.
I was like, oh my gosh, I want that. I need that in my life. And I had some of those cards, the Sephora cards that you like get when you return something and then you can't like buy it online. Like, you have to buy it in stores. So I had a couple of those and I was like, okay, I'm getting it. So I'm wearing it today. So you'll have to let me know what you think.
We're both La Mering
Yeah,
right now.
we're totally La Mering together. But okay, so next up, wait, what are we doing next? Okay, next is concealer. I don't even know how to say this, Nicole.
Okay, this
I
is
can't help you.
Lancome Matte Complete.
There you go. That sounds good.
I don't know. We'll go with that.
There you go.
So this is a Lancome concealer. It's really nice. It's not as pigmented as the Shape Tape is, but it doesn't crease. It has a really nice finish. It lasts pretty long. So I would agree that this is a good concealer, but I don't think it's the highest, rated concealer like I've ever tried.
What do you
I
not like
haven't.
about it?
I feel like sometimes I want more coverage than this, and I feel like the Shape Tape lasts longer for me. And this reminds me more like of the By Terry, the Dennis-less version of that one. It's more like that. But it doesn't crease, and it lasts if you just want a little lighter. So I like it, and it's good, and I use it, but I don't love it. So I kind of disagree that it's so high rated, you know?
Got it.
This is 100 Porcelain 1. I think it's too pink for me though, but I just never got around to exchanging it because I kind of can make it work with my powder on top, so.
Gotcha. And what color was the foundation?
Okay, this is my summer color. This is the Buff 7N, and then in winter I go to I think it's a 5N. So this is a little bit warmer.
Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
but they tend to, I think, run lighter than you think. So when I put this on, even though it looks really tan, it looks more pale.
Mental note.
On to brow products. Top rated. It actually showed up as like number 1. And it's Michelle Wang's fault that I own this because it's really too expensive. But it works so, so well. This is the Tom Ford Fiber Brow in 01 Blonde. And it is so perfect, I think, for blondes. It's not too ashy. It's not too reddish. It's not that weird. There's that weird gray blonde color.
I've heard.
Yeah. And so all I do with this is seriously, I just make a little line with like the Anastasia, or I really love the Lancome brow pencils too. I just do that, draw my tail in because I barely have any hair there. And then I just take this. It's got the perfect size little brush.
Oh, it's a good one.
Isn't that good?
I love that.
And seriously, I just go boop, 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 boop. She actually saw me do it in the bathroom. And
It's fast.
my brows are done. They are done. And I don't have to deal with it at all. And it stays all day long. In fact, I have to sit there and rub with my Scentsy Bio to get it off.
Really?
It stays. Yeah, I've like washed my face and I still have eyebrows on.
Wow.
So it's really good.
That's impressive.
I know it's expensive, but buy it when Neiman Marcus has like the $50 gift card because you spent $200, and then buy this and like whatever else you need to stock up on, plus have 15% rebates going, and it's not so bad.
Yeah, she's good at this stuff, finding out the sales and the deals and all of that. That's why she does the sales and the deals for the show from What's Up Makeup. She's so good at it. So good at it. Don't you have videos on that too? On finding sales and deals and things?
Yeah. I should make a new one too.
Yeah.
So I think I told people like about that particular thing happening. I'm like, go now if you need
Yeah,
anything. Because this does not ever go on sale.
Yeah.
You know?
So if you're coming over from my channel, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss that content, so you can get those awesome deals.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you're not on hers, go subscribe to hers.
The one that I'm going to be talking about is one that a lot of people love, and I don't love it, and it is the Kat Von D Super Brow, and I think it just wasn't made for me. I like products like Nicole was describing. I like ones that make my brows look a little more natural, and the Super Brow is exactly what it sounds like. It gives you the Super Brow. It gives you the black, crazy brows. Like, if you look at the pictures of Kat or anyone else wearing this, it is the block Instagram brows, and it is perfect for that. I look insane. I look angry and insane when I do that. So that's gonna be a no for me on those. And they work for what they're supposed to work for, but I feel like for the average person who's going to work or school, I think it may be a little too intense. And I got the one in dark brown, which matches me very well. And I've tried putting it on very lightly, and I just can't figure out how to get it to go on lightly. It's like the Anastasia dip brow bumped up to like the nth degree.
Oh my
it's just
gosh.
really difficult to work with. It's like paste. So I mean, I'm sure if you've got a lot of talent, there's ways to work with it, but for me,
And this will build. Like if I want it thicker and darker, I can keep adding.
That's good.
But like for every day.
There's no medium. There's no light or medium. It's like all go home. Use it. Wait, what is it? Go big or go home. It's either go big or go home. Like that's it with the Kat Von D. All right, eyeshadow palette.
You're Lilang, right?
Yes, but I call it the Lila palette because it's named after Lila. So I have to call it the Lila palette.
do.
Do we have confirmed whether it's Lila or Lila?
It is Lila.
No, it's not allowed to be Lila.
Okay, well,
it's against the rules.
See, I'm German, and purple in German is Lila, so it makes sense to me.
Well, it's
but her
not
daughter's
going to be
name
Lila.
Lila.
My daughter's name is Lila, so this is the Lila palette.
And she's here right now, so we have to call her Lila.
It is the Lila palette, and you know, whatever Natasha wants to call it, she can call it whatever she wants, but I'm gonna call it the Lila palette. And this is a good palette. It's got a lot of good colors, and they work very good. They don't necessarily work very good together though, and that's my biggest complaint about this. Can you see it? Yes, it's in the shot. Just making sure because I can't see myself.
Maybe a teeny bit more towards me. There we go.
This way. Can you see it?
There, perfect.
Yeah. So
can you see it? Can you see it?
Yeah. So what happens here is I find that the colors kind of muddy together. I was also a little disappointed that it was a little pinker than I would think a purple palette would be. You know, there's just a lot of pink and brown going on and very little actual purple, which was kind of disappointing to me. I wish that they had kind of done a range of purples with more browns and maybe some grays in there, so you could kind of warm it up. You could, instead of the pinks, that would have been my ideal because I feel like it just turns, whenever I use this palette, I like my look. I never have loved a look using just this palette. So that's
I always add something in also. I agree with you. Like they're all great, but I use them more as add-ins to different looks I'm doing, or I have to add something to it. Like there's no really dark color in there that isn't, there's no dark matte really.
Yeah, there's just, there's dark shimmer.
Yeah, but a lot of times for me, because I'm, you know, over 50, I don't like bringing shimmer up above my crease at all. It just doesn't always look very good.
Yeah.
So I want something darker, and I wouldn't mind something brighter, because even though, I mean, you know, it's just not, let me get some more. I don't know. I know that looks light in the shot, but when I get it actually on my eye, I don't feel like it looks light enough.
Right. Right.
And one more light color would have been so good in there.
Yeah, and I think that people of deeper skin tones may be able to appreciate this more because it does have some really nice vibrancy. You can see that. So maybe it's just not meant for us.
Yeah, I mean, again, I love it as, I do use it, but I'm not reaching for it for a look.
Yeah.
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 For full look. Yeah.
Same thing. The lasting power is pretty good. Blendability is good. It's just I don't like the looks I come up with. Maybe I should get more creative.
Yeah, there we go. Tell us. All right, so for eyeshadow palettes, I went for something a little bit different. It's not very large, but it was highly rated, and this is the Tom Ford Quad. Now, these are like $88. I won this. I did not buy this. I would like to buy more though, because I really love this. And I know it doesn't look like there's a ton of contrast, but I can get a full look out of this little thing. If you wet it, the intensity is fabulous. The only thing is, wait, did I fix it? Oh, wait, okay, yeah, they're not falling out. This guy, he's all cracked and broken because he was falling out. And this has happened. There's a little bit, I've read and heard people talk about this before, but gotta watch out that the pans don't fall out. Now this one's probably a couple years old, so maybe they fixed this now. That's the only thing I say. Be careful the first couple times you use it that they don't go popping out, because they need better glue.
That's unacceptable, Tom.
Yeah, for that much money. But I love it. And you were with me at Generation Beauty. I used this palette and we were done. It had been like a 12-hour day. And she's like, oh my God, your eyeshadow. And it just lasts that long. I just had like the Urban Decay Primer Potion, this and like boom. And
I remember that.
It
was a memorable moment.
It really is good. So honestly, these are highly rated. They are very expensive. But if you want something small that you can take along, get a whole look out of it, they're great.
Yeah, and that might make a nice gift for someone that doesn't have a big collection, that just wants something very simple they can use every single day that will work well.
Yeah. And there's flexibility. Like I said, if you wet it, it's almost like you have 8 shades.
There you go. Nice, nice.
For eyeliners, I am so happy these were highly rated because I love these. I have a whole video about this. It's the Laura Mercier, let's make sure I say it right, Tight Line Cake Eyeliner. And this is Black Ebony, so obviously it is black. But then I also have the blue, which they call Blue Marine. And come on. They have it that they pop out so you could put them into like a palette. So that's the Blue Marine. And what you do, I have a whole video on this. You take your brush, you wet it just with water, swirl it around, and then I just go boop, 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 and tight line, and then I can use it. I can make a wing, whatever. If you want a really intense wing, then you probably do want to take a liquid or some other kind of a liner and do that. But you can do it, and the black is really black, and the blue, when you wing it out, isn't quite as pigmented.
Okay.
But as a tight liner and close to the lash line, I don't think you can find anything better. It lasts all day. You guys have never seen me in a video without this on.
Wow.
If I were able to have like 5 products for the rest of my life, I would pick this. I've been using these Grants 22. I started using Laura Mercier right when I was pregnant with him. 22 years been using this. Love it. Have probably used it every day I've worn makeup, which is almost every day.
Very interesting. Mine is not so happy, unfortunately. The Marc Jacobs Highliner Matte Gel Eye Crayon. They run on me really, really bad. Like if I put it in my lower waterline, like an hour or two later, it's down here and it doesn't look cute. It's definitely moving toward raccoon eye. I have tried them on my upper lash line, which I do like better, but I'm not as much into the smoky, smudgy upper lid as I am into the crisp, like a wet, like what you're talking about, like a wet straight line. I enjoy that look on me more, so I don't really enjoy it for the upper lid either. I think that if you do enjoy that smudgy look, you'll probably like it more than me, or if maybe if your eyes don't water as much as mine do, maybe it won't go down on give you raccoon eyes, but for me, that one wasn't a good one for me, but a lot of people seem to like it.
Haven't tried it. Don't think I will.
No, not really worth it in my opinion. I've been using this for years. This is not mine, this is Nicole's. This is the Lancome Cils Booster XL Primer. Can I open this?
Oh yeah, it's brand new.
Okay, so it's white, which is a little scary, but I started using this years ago when I first started my channel, and I was a little scared of it too, but I feel like most mascaras will cover up the white. But what it does is it gives you some length and volume before you put your mascara on. And this is by far the best this is by far the best mascara primer I have ever used.
Totally
I've
agree.
tried a bunch of
Totally
other
agree.
ones. I think the only one that came close was that one that Emily Noel 83 recommended that was like the dual side drugstore one. I can't remember what it was called, but there was the primer on the one side, and I think it's by L'Oreal, and then the mascara on the other side. It was a red tube. I think they make it in a blue tube as well. I'm giving you lots of information because I can't remember what the name of it is. You probably remember what it is, but that one came close, but I still like this one better. I feel like it does a better job of building that volume and length. But if you want a drugstore option, just look for a white end on one side, a red end on the other at the drugstore. And that's a good drugstore option.
And if you use this, just so you know, make sure you put mascara on while it's still wet. At least for me, if you let it dry, I find it's like weird.
It's a little harder.
But like put it on and then immediately follow with your mascara, even though it hasn't dried. So like I'll do my upper lashes with it, and then I'll put my black on, then I'll do the lower and do that.
Yeah.
You don't have to put on the lower, but I've got blonde small lashes, so try to get all I can get.
I've never tried it on the lower lashes. I've only done it on, I'm not a very big lower lash mascara person, but I love it. It's fantastic.
Yeah, totally agree. So my mascara I'm talking about is the IT Cosmetics Superhero Mascara. And the thing about that one, I see why it's highly rated, because it does give you a lot of length and volume. For me, I find it gives even more length than volume, and you can work that and they make your lashes huge. But then the problem I have with it is I don't do anything different with this mascara than others. And in the 3 tubes of it I've had, and I purchased those all, when I close it, I start to get like a buildup around it. And I'm not doing anything different, and it ends up with a crust. I have to keep cleaning it, and it's just kind of a pain. And then also you have to watch it, at least I do, where I can get spidery. I can almost get them too long and skinny. So what I use it for a lot of times, if I have another mascara and I want to just pump out a little bit more, then I add it. So that's kind of how I'm using it, because I get kind of out of control and the crustiness and all that. So that's why it's not my favorite. Not saying it doesn't work, but it works well for me, but I'm not crusty thing on all 3.
I think if you already have a lot of lashes, a lot of volume, you'll like it better than me and maybe Nicole too, because I find that it gives me a lot of length and not as much volume as I want. So I find if I pair it with a volumizing mascara, I really like it, but if I don't like it, because it just gives me these sticks. Lots, and like not even a lot because I don't have that many lashes, but just a bunch of sticks, and I don't like the way it looks on me. But I can see where someone with different lashes would really love it, but high rated, not for me.
Yeah, more medium, I think.
Yeah, medium rated.
Medium rated.
Yeah.
So for blush, the Viseart blush palette, I dropped him and he died and fell out, unfortunately.
So he's gone. He's dead. Moment of silence for the blush.
Luckily, it's the color I kind of used the least because it was really, really dark. So,
okay, well there you go.
Yeah, and this is really nice blush. You have to use, at least with my skin color, you have to use a rather light touch, this is where my complaint comes in. These pans are very skinny, and when I want to use a light, touch with it, I want to use a fluffier blush brush, which is hard to fit into this puppy. So the angled contour Luxie one is the one that I've kind of been able to figure out to get in there that I can get enough fluffing going where I don't end up with clown face. However, I think if you have a deeper skin tone, you would love this because it really, I mean, it's buildable. I mean, I can make this definitely work. So for me, great product. Probably not, this is probably not the best shade, you know, range for me because it's just so pigmented. I mean, this stuff is like, look at this. Like,
Yeah, that's crazy.
it's very
That's a
pigmented.
lot.
I don't know if it really shows up, but like that was like one little, I mean, I didn't push hard. I was
No,
like
you
very
didn't.
like, here, let's push hard on one.
Yeah,
It's like
that's a lot.
eyeshadow.
Yeah.
So you can see, so I can see how this is highly rated, but there are definitely some drawbacks.
So I'm hoping Nicole can insert a picture of this because it's so good. It just started being sold at Ulta and I'm so excited about it. It's the Juvia's Place Saharan Blush Palette. And I'm just so happy for the people at Juvia's Place. I've met the owner. She is such a sweetheart and I really, really love the Saharan Blush Palette. I feel like it's, like Nicole was saying, you know, even though it's meant for women of color, I feel like I can still use it by using a light hand. The lasting power is fantastic. Pigmentation, of course, is fantastic. And it is able to be used by anyone of any skin tone, in my opinion. I think could use it from the very fair all the way to the very deep, and it is just, it's a beautiful palette, and I'm just so excited for the people over at Juvia's Place to see that on the Ulta website. I was like, ah!
I want that now. I want that.
Yeah, exactly. And like it's just it's a wonderful palette, and it's not overly expensive for the quality of what you're getting, so I like it a lot.
So for contour, I've got the Tarteist Pro Glow, and this is brand new because I got a new one in a beauty box recently and I don't want to show you my gross, disgusting one. So that I've been using, and it works really well. It's got cream and powder contour. I use mainly the Sculpt and the Strobe out of these two. I find that these work better as eyeshadows for me actually, because I've got a hooded eye, so I like to kind of like make my lid pop. So yeah, it's kind of nice dual purpose if I'm like traveling or something, and it works really well. I understand why it's highly rated, and I think that it's not crazy expensive or anything, so I agree with the people on this.
Nice. Yeah, my only complaint about that is a cream contour I'm not a fan of, especially being in that format. I feel like I get powder in it and it gets all
Oh, that's true.
But that's the only thing. I mean, I like the cream contour, kind of. I don't know. It's just, I would have left that out if I were them. I would have done 2 shades of powder contour if I were
That would have
them.
been a better idea. Then they would have had more of a range, because this one isn't very dark.
Tart.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a really good idea.
Just kidding.
Because if you look at the, that is a very light color contour.
So if they did a powder contour in this shade, I think they could have catered to more skin tones as well.
Totally agree.
Yeah. Smells good.
Smells so good.
Smells like vanilla.
Yeah, awesome. And for you?
For me, is an oldie but a goodie. It was probably one of the very first like higher, like more luxury products that I ever owned.
Okay, you talked about this in several videos.
Yeah, I've been talking about this for years. Is the Kevyn Aucoin Contour Book 2, and it's got some eyeshadows at the bottom, and they're absolutely fabulous. They're so blendable, so easy to use, and the highlight and contour shades in there are also really, really easy to use. I definitely would recommend this for someone that's more of a beginner at makeup, just because it's so easy and so simple. If you already own a lot of shadows, you might find it to be shadows, contour, highlight, all that. You might find it to be kind of boring, but you know, it's a great gift for like a mother or a mother-in-law or a grandma or something that just wants something very easy to do, or if you yourself just don't want to deal with it, like you just don't want to deal with it, you just want something you can just go to every day and do the same thing, it's perfect. Quality is fantastic and it'll last you forever.
So for lip products, I have the Hourglass, the girl, wait, what was the actual name of these?
They're
just girl, right?
Girl
Just
is the name of the line.
Girl, okay.
Yeah, it's supposed to be all about like women empowerment.
Okay,
is like
yeah.
the theme of it.
That's right, because didn't they originally have these at one of the Generation Beauties we were at? Yeah. Okay, so I really liked them then, and then Stephanie Nicole, when we visited her, she gave me these because I like used up the other one I had. I carry these in my purse. You saw me taking these all 3 out of my purse. I really, really like them. They don't last super long. I mean, they're like a typical lipstick, you know, and you just them up. But I like the colors. They feel great. So on an everyday basis, they're just the colors that I have, I just love, and I'm just really, really happy with them.
They're really comfortable.
I would highly recommend these. They're really nice.
I like them too. Unfortunately, the only shades that I have are ones that aren't ones that are very wearable to me. I have like a bright, bright pink, so I don't really wear it that much, and then the nude is a little bit too light, so I don't wear that one that much, except for to tap over other lip products, but I do enjoy the formula a lot. But they're a little expensive for me to buy more, so I probably won't buy anymore, but I do really like it. Yeah. Mine is actually the gloss, the Fenty Gloss Balm, and I really like that gloss. You know, when I first bought it, I was kind of like, meh, it's just a gloss, but the more I use it, the more I really love it. It's got like this cherry scent to it. It smells really good, but it's not like a it's not like a lip smacker cherry. It's like a elegant cherry. It's hard to describe. The
Cherry's Jubilee.
Yeah, I mean, it just smells. It's got like this gorgeous light sweet cherry scent. And at least that's what I smell. And the doe foot applicator is huge, and it's so puffy and soft. It just feels really good to go on the lips. It is kind of thick, so if you don't like a thick gloss, you might not like it. But there's something about the shine on that gloss that's just absolutely beautiful. So I'm really, really thankful I bought it. Is it a must-have? For me, probably not, but I'm just really thankful to have it, and I do agree that it should be highly rated.
For the finishing powders, the Hourglass Veil Translucent Setting Powder. I got this just about a few weeks ago, and I'm reaching for it all the time. So I agree with this one being highly rated. I really like it. It's very finely milled. I feel like it really sets, and it's very pretty. And it really, really, really sets everything well. I don't feel like I have to reapply. You know, sometimes you put powder on and you feel like you have to reapply a couple hours later. For me, I mean, I don't have oily skin. I've got dry skin that I keep in control, so it's probably pretty normal. But really like this. The first thing I reach for as much, if not more, than my Laura Mercier Translucent.
Yeah, speaking of Laura Mercier Translucent, that's mine that I'm going to be talking about. This is a really good one. I actually think I got this from Influenster a long time ago when I was doing Influenster. And if you don't know what that is, just Google INFLUENSTER. Influencer.
She's a teacher. She can spell really.
Yeah, I can't believe I did that. Hopefully I did it correctly. I'm sure someone will tell me if I didn't. But this is a really fantastic powder. The way that it comes is it's got this like the sifter top, which I personally really like because it keeps the product under control. And what I do is I tap it into the lid. I don't do the same thing. And then a real fluffy brush, and I just fluff it all over just to kind of bring everything together and give a nice finish. And it's just beautiful.
That's really my complaint though with this, because it's got the funky top.
Oh, I don't like that.
And yeah, so you end up, it's harder to do than that
Which
one.
I can see why they did that, because then it would make a mess everywhere with the dip in.
Yeah,
it would give too much space, and the product would come out if it tipped upside down. The product would be loose everywhere, so it's logical, but
you don't get as even of a coating.
Yeah, so what I would probably do with that would be do something like this, and then dump it back over, and then hope the product stays in the top.
Yeah,
that's what I would do.
Still get some on the top, but yeah.
But it's pretty.
Yeah,
it's very pretty. And then the final category, I have nothing because I don't use them. But Nicole has something.
Setting spray.
Setting spray.
Cover FX Illuminating Setting Spray. I really like this. It's the finest mist, and I feel like I get just the teeniest bit of glow, but not much, because I don't like being real shiny. I don't know, for some reason I feel like I look weird when I have too much glow going on, like all over my face. But I love this. I reach for this all the time. I have completely ignored all my other setting sprays since I got this in whatever box this came in.
Can I just smell it? I want to see what it smells like.
Charm or something? I don't remember.
I think so.
So fine. Do you see how fine it was?
I don't want it on my face though. I don't like setting sprays on my face.
But it's so fine, you barely feel it.
Yeah, you barely feel it, but oh, it does feel kind of nice. Should I dare?
Ooh, this is like a historical moment.
It feels very nice, kind of, sort of. It's fine.
Coolness.
It's better than many setting sprays where I have like chunks of setting spray all over my face.
And then you get like little holes in your makeup because there's too much, too big a drop sitting. So
yeah,
good stuff.
Awesome,
great.
And then the dog's barking.
Yeah. Sorry, her dog's visiting my dog, and they're having a play date. Yes, that's what we thought of the top-rated items that we could find on Ulta and Sephora in those categories, and hope you enjoyed watching that and getting our input on it. And if you have any questions, put them below. Make sure to go check out Jen's channel and subscribe. She's amazing. If you haven't subscribed here yet, feel free.
Yeah, definitely. And we'll be doing the lowest rated products at Sephora and Ulta on my channel, so make sure you head over there
Yeah,
that
check
out
it
too.
out. And thank you guys so much for hanging out with us.
Mad love.
Bye.
Bye. Are we recording? We're recording. Oh. All right, we should probably like film.
Oh, that was cute.
That was good.
Oh.
Love that. Love that.